What if your home, your sanctuary, turned into your worst nightmare? Imagine an ordinary home just like yours or mine, a place of comfort and refuge where laughter echoes off the walls and memories are etched into every corner. But within this familiar setting lurks a not-so-ordinary secret. In the beginning, the signs were subtle. An odd noise here, a misplaced object there. The gentle hum of life was occasionally punctuated by strange sounds, as if the house itself was breathing, whispering secrets into the silence. Objects would move just slightly, just enough to make you question your memory. Over time, an eerie sense pervaded the atmosphere, a feeling of being watched, followed, as if an unseen presence lingered in the shadows. It was as if the home had become a living entity, its unseen eyes observing, its silent voice echoing in the stillness. And then things began to escalate. The line between reality and fear started to blur. As the days passed, the once familiar and comforting corners of the house began to feel ominous. The unseen presence, a constant companion, was no longer content to lurk in the shadows. Instead, it made its presence known with an increasing intensity. The house, once a sanctuary filled with warmth and laughter, started to echo with a chill that seeped into the bones of its inhabitants. The flickering lights, the creaking floorboards, the whispers in the dead of night, all took on a sinister tone. Suddenly, every mundane occurrence was a potential threat. The rustling of leaves, the tapping on the window pane, the wind howling through the eaves, all became a symphony of dread. Terror crept in like a fog, dense and suffocating. The inhabitants could no longer ignore the relentless chill that gripped their hearts. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by long, harrowing nights of vigilance. Each sound, each shadow, seemed to be a prelude to an impending horror. The house was no longer a home, it was a battlefield where fear was the enemy, and every breath was a fight for survival. Yet through the thickening dread, a glimmer of hope remained, a belief that they could reclaim their sanctuary from this unseen terror. But as the darkness deepened, this hope began to fade. The fear was setting in, relentless and all-consuming, but the worst was yet to come. The house wasn't haunted, it was possessed. A chilling realization that sends shivers down the spine. The truth was far more terrifying than anyone could imagine. It wasn't merely a ghost or a spectre that lurked within its walls, but a malevolent entity, a force of evil that held dominion over the dwelling. The encounters with the entity were bone-chilling. There was an eeriness that permeated the house, a dread that lingered in every room. The air grew cold, a cold that seeped into your bones and made your breath frost in the air. The once cosy fireplace held no warmth. The flickering flames seemed to dance with a sinister intent. And the sounds were the stuff of nightmares. A low growl would echo through the hallways, a whispery voice uttering words in a language that was not of this world. The walls seemed to moan in agony. The floorboards creaked and groaned as if burdened by the weight of the entity. The house was no longer a sanctuary, a place to retreat from the world. It had become a battleground, a realm where the living clashed with the unseen. The once familiar spaces were now fraught with danger. Every shadow a potential hiding place, every silence a prelude to a new horror. In their own home, they had become prisoners to the unseen terror. In the end, the house stood empty once more, a chilling testament to the horrifying events that unfolded within its walls. The once lively home now stands silent, its inhabitants forced to flee from the unseen presence that turned their sanctuary into a house of horrors. The chilling aftermath leaves an eerie silence, broken only by the whispers of the wind. The once vibrant laughter and joy that filled the corridors have been replaced with an unsettling quietude. The inhabitants, now refugees of their own home, are left with nothing but haunting memories and unanswered questions. What was the unseen presence that lurked in the shadows? What did it want, and why did it choose them? These questions remain, echoing in the empty rooms and hallways, a chilling reminder of the horrifying story that unfolded within these walls. And so the house waits, its chilling secret lying in wait for the next unsuspecting inhabitants.